Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the largest gated community in North America, spanning 26,000 acres in the Ouachita Mountains in south central Arkansas. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and some occasional guests as we explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. McGraw Realtors, located in the heart of Hot Springs Village, is the fastest growing real estate office with over 30 agents and staff. Executive brokers Lori and Ken Henderson, along with realtor and waterfront specialist Rick Marshall, they're eager to share the special features of Hot Springs Village with you. For a complimentary relocation packet, call Ken and Lori at 501-276-3018 or call Rick Marshall at 501-601-RICK. They are McGraw Realtors of Hot Springs Village. Renaissance Homes builds spec homes ready for sale and custom homes. Brandon Tedder and his team make the process easy. Renaissance Homes incorporates solid construction methods from the ground up. Brandon is a certified green builder. With a fixed price approach, detailed spec sheet, you'll know upfront how much it will cost. Every job has a dedicated project manager and an in-house design expert. From permitting to landscaping, Renaissance Homes is the preferred builder headquartered right here inside Hot Springs Village. I first fell in love with Hot Springs Village in September of 2018. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome to the back porch. This is Hot Springs Village Inside Out. My name is Randy. I'm glad you're here. And I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Do all that usual YouTube stuff that everybody asks you to do. We came to the village for the first time in September of 2018, sight unseen. There wasn't some long, elaborate plan to come and check out Hot Springs Village. I had some time around September to get away. Was looking for a place to get away. Normally would have gone up to the Ozarks, and I, for some reason, and this was months before September, I planned a couple of months ahead of time. And I didn't want to drive 8 hours. It was about an 8-hour drive from Dallas-Fort Worth, where we were from, to the Ozarks. And I'm like, I don't want to drive that far and then drive that far back. So I went searching for a place that was shorter. I was really looking for a place that was under 6 hours away. Enter Hot Springs Village. Don't know how I found it, other than I was kind of looking for a drive that was going to be under 6 hours. Hot Springs Village. I knew Hot Springs. I'd heard of Hot Springs. I'd been through Hot Springs. Not a big fan. And tap the brakes. I'm not throwing rocks at Hot Springs. I'm just too touristy. I wasn't that into a place quite like Hot Springs. Now, don't get me wrong. I like going there and visiting. I like going there to shop. We make regular visits to Hot Springs. We go to Sam's Club and stuff. But it wasn't a place that I wanted to go for a getaway. So I did a little bit of cursory research, got on Airbnb, and looked intriguing enough, and it was going to be a 5-hour drive. And I thought, great, that's awesome. It's not 6 hours, it's 5 hours, even better. So we came over, and I was almost immediately smitten. Had no clue what I was looking at. And you've heard me tell you this before if you've watched any of these videos. If you're a first-time visitor, there's no way you're going to get it. Not fully. If you stay longer, you got a better chance of getting it. But if you come back repeatedly, you got an even better chance of getting it. So a big part of this channel is two things. It's really my love affair with the village and for the village. And secondly, to try to help you get this right, especially those of you that are in my age bracket. And frankly, even if you're not, I'm talking to an awful lot more younger folks. I don't mean young. But couples that have kids still in school, and I want you to get it right. I mean, come on. If you're coming over here from some other place and you've got kiddos, yeah, there's even more pressure, I think, probably to get it right because you got kids to watch out for, and I don't. It doesn't matter where we're at in the timeline of life. We want to get this right. So that's kind of been the twofold purpose here. But there are some things that I'm not in love with. And we'll be nice and we'll word it that way. Are they things that I hate? I don't know. Yeah, sometimes. So let's talk about some of these. And I got a list. And I'm not going to tell you this is comprehensive, but I am going to tell you straight up front, this is purely subjective, to each his own. The number one thing that I'm going to list may not have any application for you, but that's the distance for me from family and from clients, especially in my executive coaching practice. Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas has been home for 35 plus years. It still is. But listen, don't get me wrong. Dallas-Fort Worth traffic, Dallas-Fort Worth cost of living is brutal. But the distance between Hot Springs Village and home in DFW, 5 hours, one way, a 5-hour drive. While it's not hard and it certainly isn't impossible, I got it in my head. 2.5, 3 hours, man, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. The great thing, the counter to this, is we can get up in the morning. We can get out of here by 7 o'clock in the morning, which for us isn't hard because we get up early. And okay, by noon-ish, we're there. That's pretty awesome. But I do wish it was closer. It would be nice if it was, well, it'd be nice if it was really short. The problem, and I've said this over and over in videos, the problem is you have to drive this kind of distance to get what you get. To get the geography, to get the nature, to get the scenery. You don't get this unless you drive some distance outside of Dallas-Fort Worth. But that, for me, that's number one. Number one is just the distance from family, and very secondarily, the distance from coaching clients. True confession, all of my coaching clients are city governments in the state of Texas. And they're all over. West Texas, South Texas, Central Texas, DFW area. But an awful lot are kind of in the DFW area. Number two, and the reason I'm doing this, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that to entertain you. I'm doing it because it's a real thing. Chiggers and mosquitoes. I've gone all stinking summer long and pretty much avoided both, to tell you the truth. Don't ask me how. Yeah, sure. I've slathered on some deep woods off and stuff, but Arkansas is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, come on, the nature state for a reason. But this is also, I don't know if it is or not, but there are times that it feels like it could be the chigger and the mosquito capital of the planet. Because, come on, we're in the middle of a forest. I enjoy the big trees. I enjoy these lakes. I enjoy the golf courses. I enjoy all the trails. I enjoy all this stuff. But, suddenly, you start this. So about 2 weeks ago, I have no idea. I have no idea. I go out, I got a willow tree in the front yard that's about a year old that has done magnificently well, by the way. And I'm out there, I'm watering this thing, and I'm not out there very long at all. And I come inside, and within 10 minutes of coming back inside, I've got a handful of chigger bites. And I'm like, no, I didn't slather on Deep Woods Off. That was my mistake. And these things just, they last and the last and the last. They persist. Now, I've discovered a couple of things. Well, rubbing alcohol works. Slather on rubbing alcohol. Secondly, Benadryl makes this little kind of a stick applicator thing. Works like a champ. Absolutely works like a champ to cut down the itching. The problem that I have, especially with chigger bites, these things just take forever to go away. I don't know why. But if you have not experienced the chigger, then, well, you haven't lived. You haven't lived. I hate them. I hate them. The problem is I'm in love with the things. I'm in love with the kind of topography that chiggers and mosquitoes love. Now, I spent a lot of years growing up in Louisiana, and so mosquitoes weren't much new. Chiggers, that's a different beast altogether. We've got this back porch screened in. It's great. It's awesome. It's the reason I'm out here a lot, because I don't have to worry about it out here. If you come here, if you move here, invest in some good bug spray. A third thing that I hate, and this can be kind of seasonal, and there are some days that it irks me more than other days. It's the scourge. It's the scourge of peace and quiet everywhere. It's the leaf blower. The leaf blower. Every street, every yard. Well, okay, maybe not every yard, but every day. Sometimes during the year. Especially, it really irritates me when I'm wanting to come out here and I'm just wanting to hear what I hear right now. Just nothing but just birds and breeze, and you might hear a crack of thunder every now and again, and I'm hearing hummingbirds that are still hitting the feeder. I keep waiting for these things to leave, but so far they're not, either they're not leaving, or the ones that are migrating from way up north are making their way here. So it's great. I love it. But you can hear them. You can hear them descend. And invariably during those times when that's kind of what I want to hear, some band of leaf blowers decides to blow through. Hear that thunder? I don't know, 3 months. That's a plane. You don't hear that very often at all. I thought that was thunder. It's a jet. Kids, that's a jet. Now, DFW, hear that all the time. I don't care where you live. You hear that all the time. Here, you don't hear that very often. So, perfect timing, pilot. The leaf blower. I don't know. It's a few months a year. And it's not like it's just incessant. I'm not overblowing it, pun intended, but really aggravating. Just really aggravating. Point number 4. And I would put this one up. Well, I would absolutely put this one up higher than 4. These aren't in numerical order. Well, they're in numerical order, but they're not in, it's not an order of importance, or it's not in an order of hatred. Unprofessional service providers. One of the eye-opening things that hit me when we first bought the house is a lot of service providers here are just ridiculously unprofessional. That's right. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, a lot. You will encounter providers over here that don't show up when they say they will. You'll find people that won't call you back. You'll find people that are irresponsible. You'll find people that are not all that trustworthy. Now, I'm not saying all. There are exceptions. There are some extraordinarily good business operations over here. But there's an awful lot who are not. And in my experience, and in many people that I visit with, because I check the pulse of folks, when it comes to service providers, think of lawn care, think of handyman services. Well, think of getting a back porch screened in. So when I went looking for that, I contacted a number of people. The majority of them did not call back. That's right, the majority of them. No return phone call at all. Of the ones who did, easily 75% of them were ridiculously unprofessional. My definition of unprofessional is did not schedule a time to come and even do so much as take a measurement. The majority of those that did respond just threw a number out there. Just, here's what, I can do it for this. Asked no questions, got no pictures, took no measurements. And the range of quotes went from, let's call the low end X, went from X to 7X. That's right, 7 times. That was the gap between, say, low to high. And out of those who responded, one, and I'm talking more than a handful, one behaved with any degree of professionalism. And he was great. He called. He made an appointment to come out, to visit with us, to take the measurements, and take photographs, and find out, okay, kind of what are you looking for? What do you expect? And in addition, he set the expectation. And he said, I'm a one-man band, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you straight up, I'm slow, because I'm it. I do it all. I go out, I write the quotes, I take the measurements, I do the actual work, I answer the phone. So, if this is a job that you really need it done like yesterday, I'm not going to be your guy. Well, I appreciated that. Now, his professionalism was in stark contrast to everybody else. And I very quickly learned that there's also a big group. I'm not saying that they're a fraternity or anything, but there's just a lot of them. There are a lot of service providers in here who just prey upon older folks who they think, they can't do it and they got money. And so you will find everything from power washers to handyman services to lawn care, and you will find some of the pricing absolutely predatory. There's just no other word for it. They're just absolutely taking advantage. And some succeed. They succeed enough that they stay in business. So it's really a top gripe that I have. Now here's the good news. The good news is if you do your due diligence, and if you really talk to folks, and if you get good recommendations, and I don't mean kinfolk recommendations, I mean real legitimate paying customers who can give you their experience, then you will find some extraordinarily good operators over here and good providers. I'll give you a perfect illustration in addition to Mr. I'm slow, but I'll do it right. And he did. He absolutely did. I have not had a better dentist than Christy Golden. Christy Golden is my dentist. She's Rhonda's dentist. And she's spectacular. She is spectacular. I can't emphasize it enough. And you're looking at a guy I've gone to dentists since I was a kid, regularly. So it's not like, well, I just hate dentists. No, I've had a few dentists that I thought perfectly fine, I like. But none have even come close to Christy Golden. So there. So you don't feel like, well, he's a contrarian. He's a ne'er-do-well. Another thing that I hate, fiber internet. I ain't got fiber internet. Now, there is fiber internet available in the village. It's not pervasive, at least not yet. I was spoiled in Dallas-Fort Worth. I am spoiled in Dallas-Fort Worth to AT&T fiber. And it's awesome. Now, for me, as a guy that produces some videos like this, and as much as I live my life in Zoom conference calls and things, high-speed, I'm just spoiled. I'm spoiled to high-speed internet. And it's common. And it's not that it's problematic in your everyday life of watching YouTube TV or watching Netflix or any of that kind of stuff, because download speeds are typically, they're going to be fine. If you're worried about an internet provider, don't, because the internet providers are perfectly okay. I'm an Optimum customer. I hate them. Pure and simple, I hate them. I don't recommend them to anybody. They're the best alternative that I've got. Their customer service is pathetic. Their pricing is high, but it is what it is. I hate that. I hate that we don't have more competition when it comes to high-speed internet. I absolutely hate that we don't have, in particular, AT&T fiber internet. It's one of the things that frustrates me a lot. Number 6, we don't have natural gas. Now, my wife doesn't care that much about natural gas for cooking. She's a seamstress. She loves to sew. She cooks, but she would rather sew than cook. So for some of you out there that, you've got a chef's kitchen and you absolutely love to cook, you've probably gone propane. But the village does not have natural gas. Me, in the winter, I wish I had gas heat. There's just something more comfortable to me about gas heat. Electric heat electric heat just doesn't do it for me. Electric heat is it's just not warm enough. It's just not warm enough. And if you've lived with gas heat, if you've lived with gas fireplaces and things, and of course you can do the propane thing when it comes to a fireplace. You can do propane when it comes to cooking. I guess people can do propane for central heat. I don't know. I'm not a heating and air guy, but I haven't seen it. Doesn't mean it couldn't exist. But if you're used to, especially in the winter months, if you're used to being able to have gas heat, you're not going to get that here. I kind of hate that. Something else that I hate, and we're getting to that time of year. We're getting real close. Driving at night. Because let me tell you, if you're used to being in the city, man, there's lights everywhere. Dallas-Fort Worth, it's never really dark. I mean, it's dark, but it's not this kind of dark. It's not Hot Springs Village dark. There's street lights and there's just a glow about the city. You don't get that here. When it's dark here, it's dark. It's dark, and you're in the middle of a forest, and when the sun goes down, well, your headlights, you better have good headlights, and your headlights better be aimed properly. And on top of that, especially in the fall, deer. And every fall, every winter, I'm going to hear multiple stories of people in the village that I know. I don't mean just strangers and anecdotal evidence. They're going to be people that I know, and they're going to do big damage to their car. Well, hopefully that's the limit of the damage, because at night they were driving and they came around a corner or they came over a hill and they hit a deer. And countless other people are going to report a boatload of close calls. But it's a real danger. It's a real threat. And if you're not used to driving on these kinds of, well, even if you are, shoot, who's kidding who? Even if you're used to driving on these kind of roads, it's different. It's different. I don't like it. In fact, so much do I not like it, I don't do it. I mean, unless I have to, I don't do it. It gets dark, I ain't driving. I will admit that I've been in DFW and I've wanted to get back here, and I've left like in the middle of the night. I've done that a few times. I don't mind it until I get off the interstate. But once I get off the interstate, then it's just like, okay, I'm kind of nervous. There are a few other things that are, I guess, smaller, but things that if you've been in a big city, you kind of get used to. Delivery times. You know that Amazon thing? That Amazon thing like, oh, you want it this afternoon? No problem. Hey, how about first thing in the morning? You may not get that. You may not get that here. Depends on what it is. I'm telling you, the chickers are absolutely ridiculous. They haven't been ridiculous this year. But I get one encounter with these critters, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, so delivery times, if you're used to that whole overnight thing, tap the brakes on that. That probably ain't going to happen. And I'll tell you this, even if Amazon tells you overnight, more often than not, it's not right. It'll get pushed. Some people, I don't mind it so much because I'm a Southern boy, but a lot of people would say, man, you know what I hate? I hate the humidity. I hate the stinking humidity around here. You see Rhonda in the back, working in the kitchen. She doesn't have a clue that she's making the video. And when she finds out, she's probably not going to be real happy, but I'm going to leave it in there. I'm not going to re-aim the camera or anything. Let's see if she notices. Humidity. I hear more about this from people who come from northern climes. So those of you that come from more northern states and you're not accustomed to especially summer humidity, it's a thing. It really is a thing. I don't care so much because, quite honestly, you get used to it. Out here, I've got the fan going right now, and so it's perfectly fine. And it's muggy out here today. And yes, I have a dehumidifier in the house. And you may want to think about that. You just may want to think about it. It's ridiculously more comfortable in the house with a dehumidifier. In the summer, I don't have a humidifier. I just haven't found that necessary. I guess some people could, depending on, your breathing and I guess your lung health. But a dehumidifier, worthwhile investment. And the water that thing can pull out of the air inside your house is pretty stinking amazing. So sure, the summers here can be a little bit sticky if you're not used to it. There are some other things like that. I think there's some people that could hate the fact that I can't just get in the car and go run to my favorite fast food joint, or go to our favorite restaurant is more than 5 minutes away. I can't go do a ton of shopping within a 10-minute drive kind of a thing. But I have not run across too many people here in the village that haven't adapted to that kind of a thing. So I can't say that I've encountered anybody here who hates. This is what we hate that about the village. It's different. Might take some getting used to. Listen, don't get me wrong. I love Hot Springs Village. I love most everything about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a house here. But no place is perfect. And I'm doing this not fully, but maybe partially tongue-in-cheek. These are real things. These are legitimate things that I just absolutely don't like. But are any of them even remotely close to being a deal killer? No, not even close. Not even that first one. Not the distance away from friends and family. I mean, come on, it's 5 hours. I've got friends here, and they're a plane ride and a connection or a layover away from getting back to family. Would that be a deal killer for me and for Rhonda? Yeah, it would. I'm just being truthful. That would be a deal killer for us. But for an awful lot of you, that's not a deal killer. And I respect it. This is why, we continue to preach the message. You got to do you. You've got to absolutely figure, all this out for yourself. It doesn't matter where you live. I bet you $1 to a donut, you're going to find things that you don't like. You're going to find things that maybe you even hate. So yeah, sure, leave it in the comments below. Now, let's not dogpile. Let's at least be kind of sort of gracious about it. But what are the things that you hate? What are the things that you're hoping Hot Springs Village will solve for you? Because some of the things that I hate the traffic in Dallas-Fort Worth. Don't have that. I hate all the concrete, the stinking heat of all the concrete. Don't have that here. I hate the fact we ain't got any hills, man. We got them here. I hate that the trees are, okay, yeah, there's some big trees, but not like this. There's not these trees that are hundreds of feet tall. You don't get that. And there's not the density of it here. You don't have the forest. You don't have the Ouachita Mountains. I hate that. You don't have the quiet. I hate that. You don't have the darkness. Now, when you're looking at the sky and you're sitting out here at night, especially in the heat of the summer, and the fireflies are all buzzing, you don't have that. I hate that. So you kind of got to pick what you hate, right? I have. I hope you do. Till next time. For Hot Springs Village, InsideOut.com. That's the website. My name's Randy. See ya.
Thanks for watching Hot Springs Village Inside Out. You'll find all our episodes at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com or on YouTube.